With hurricane season running from June through November and as many as 8 major hurricanes predicted, it's a good idea to have your family and your home prepared in the event of such a storm. Now remember, if the authorities say leave, evacuate. Don't play around, just get out. When you get out, make sure that you have important papers, insurance papers, birth certificates, anything you don't want lost. Make sure it's in a waterproof container that you can take with you. It's a good idea to have this prepared at all times, and you can get waterproof containers like this online, or even simple things like, Ziploc bags. They're great for storing things. Make sure if you're going to stay, if they haven't called for an evacuation, that you have these things on hand. Food, obviously, non-perishable. Make sure you remember a can opener or cans that don't have pull tabs. Also water. You want to make sure you have plenty of water on hand. Here's a handy gadget. This actually goes in your bathtub. It's essentially a big plastic bag. You can fill it up with 100 gallons of fresh drinking water, so it's a good thing to have on hand as well. Prescription medications and over-the-counter medications, have those in Ziplocs or waterproof containers. And also, first aid kit, very important to have on hand, as well as flashlight and spare batteries. And also a weather radio. This one is a hand-cranked radio, so it's always ready to go. And a camera like this to take pictures of any damage that may occur to your home. Now, you also need to have a good supply of tools on hand. The reason being, if you have to leave, you want to make sure that you can board up those windows or doors, because that's the #1 place that water will infiltrate your home and cause the most damage. So you want to have hammer, nails, plywood, a screw gun, and screws as well. And tarps, they're a great thing to have on hand to cover up any infiltrations in your wall or your roofing system. Now I want to show you a piece of video here, because this will indicate, actually it's an air cannon with a 2x4 shot at 50 feet per second. What this is doing is showing you that there are actually products out there that will resist objects flying through the air. And again, when in a hurricane, that's our major problem. You have objects coming through windows or doors, penetrating them and then letting the water in. These are called storm breaker windows from a company called Simonton. What's happening here is we have this outer piece of glass that you see breaking, and then this inner piece of laminated glass actually stopping the object from coming all the way through. That again stops that water infiltration into your home, and that's what you want to do. That causes the most damage. And again, you can get more information on this. We have a website for you in just a second. The #1 point of infiltration for water and wind in your home is your roofing system, especially if it was built prior to the 1990s. Just didn't have the building materials at that point to really keep the objects out. Take a look at this. This is third-party testing on a product from a company called Da Vinci. These are synthetic roofing tiles made of resin. See a rain test there and a wind test up to 110 miles an hour there. These also have a Class 4 impact rating, which means essentially that objects should not penetrate this particular material as easily as they would, say, a 3-tab asphalt shingle. So these will stay stuck on your roof, which is what you want, because if you have roofing material lift off of your roof and you lose a 4x8 sheet of plywood sheathing from your roof, you can, in most cases, consider your house a total loss because of water infiltration. So again, building materials like this are a great idea. Also, to keep mold and things like that, because once you have water in your home, mold growth starts. Standby generators are almost becoming a must as an insurance policy. The big deal now is that they've come way down in price. What once was $20,000, now something like this is a Kohler generator, attaches permanently to your natural gas or propane line, and has a transfer switch that kicks on in the event of a power outage. Can power up your major appliances, your HVAC system, alarm system, things like that. You really want to keep the water out of your home. It powers sump pumps as well. And this is a great, great thing to keep that mold growth down, which is a huge, huge problem right now. For about $8,000 installed professionally, you can have what would be considered a relatively cheap insurance policy. If you want more information, you can go to the info you want, .com. I'm Brad Staggs, and those are great tips to keep your family and your home safe.